we have some more stuff from Stoessi's Heroes.
Yeah, I love talking about the guys at Stoessi Heroes because they do some fantastic miniatures for you to use in your World War II games, and I love hearing about all the stories as well. So the first one of these is U.S. Airborne Lieutenant Colonel Benjamin Vandervoot, because I think that's an awesome way to say someone's name.
That is, but you should have done that in a completely different accent then. Because you know who played him in The Longest Day.
Yeah, this was the guy that was played by John Wayne in The Longest Day, as Jerry was saying there. And yes, this was the guy who broke his ankle during the landings in Normandy. I think it was when he was dropping in with the Airborne. And then he still led the defense of Saint-Mère-Église and stuff like that from the back of his little cart, as you can see.
Oh, wow.
And once you go and click through and follow it through to their website, if you want to follow and learn a little bit more about it, you'll see some of the pictures they've used as referencing and everything. And it's really cool to see it actually based on the historical person rather than just the John Wayne character that we saw in the movies, obviously.
Yeah. And then we've also got Otto Skorzeny.
Yeah,
Skorzeny.
Yeah. So this guy was Hitler's go-to man when it came to special operations, apparently. He was a little bit of a diva, according to some people in the comments as well, which I thought was quite interesting. But he was the man who went and rescued the deposed dictator Benito Mussolini from his castle, where he was being held on top of a mountain. He came in via glider and managed to subdue all the guards and escape with Mussolini. And then he rose to fame because he was paraded through the streets alongside Mussolini by the Germans, just to sort of like boost his character and his ego as well. He's as I say, some people in the comments said that he was a little bit sort of over the top potentially, and in some ways his actual rescue attempt of Mussolini could actually have gone badly because of his decisions. Like he was very much like, let's just get in and do it, I'm going to be amazing and do all my cool stuff and be like a hero.
Me a kipper. So all we have to do is just drive up, open the gates, take him out, and away we go.
Or if I ever get
No, we need gliders.
See, what happened there was Hitler actually, whenever Mussolini was deposed by the King of Italy and they decided they needed rescued, Hitler did his usual, which was go, I need you to go and find out where Mussolini is, to Otto. And then he went to somebody else and went, I need you to go and find out where Otto is. Because he was always pitching the various branches of the military under him against each other.
Right.
So Otto arrived to discover that somebody else was also on the case and was like, no, I need to do it now. But then when they rescued him, and they were leaving, they took like a light plane, like a Fletcher Storch or something like that, out of there. And so it can only have a limited capacity. And Otto went, I'm coming anyway. And he was a big guy. He was 6'5" and built like a brick. So it was like, if we all go back, the plane might not take off. And Otto's like, I really want to be there for the victory parade. I'm coming. So that he went west, and then after a very dangerous, bumpy takeoff, they got into the air. So, but yeah, he did. He was responsible for things like the Battle of the Bulge. So a lot of Germans dressed up as Americans. You know that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
He led those. He was, he got all over the place, and then he ended up in Ireland after the war.
Yeah.
Years later, he settled in County Kildare.
Is he still there?
No. In '71, he sold the place. He died of cancer. But
yeah, because he went to Egypt and he served as like a bodyguard, and he was helping Mossad.
He was helping Mossad.
Yeah,
he started like one of the first private defense companies. Like he went, you know what you need? You all need special forces, but sometimes you don't have special forces because you're a little tiny country, or maybe you're just like a big corporation and you can't really have a private army. We'll do that. And it was like, it's called something like the Paladin Guard. It's worth looking up. So yeah, Otto was mental. And then Vandervoot, or whatever is that, Saint-Mère-Église. He ended up in Ireland as well, but only briefly. Because he was, apart from D-Day landing, he was also at Market Garden and Sicily. When they were getting geared up for D-Day, they brought him back, and the 82nd was actually sent to Northern Ireland for the first part of the D-Day plan. So the pair of them were in Ireland at some point. So you should all buy them.
There you go.
I was going to say, the cool thing about the Otto miniature as well and him in real life is he had a very impressive scar on the side of his face that I'm sure won him many drinks and women in bars and stuff. And so that's obviously represented on the model as well. So he's very much that quintessential sort of German villain hero character.
Dueling
scar. Introduce it into your armies. So yeah.
From his days at school. When they were fighting, proper, University of Heidelberg type of, German dueling scar. He fought many. Yeah, well, that's where he got it. Yeah,
Get
well, not
out of
there,
here.
but
He had that before he even went into the war.
He had it before he went into the war, when they were still doing things like, officers' duel. He fought like a dozen duels when he was at school, and one of them left him with the massive
I have
scar
to wonder
on his
if
skin.
when he went into the military, the higher ups looked at him and went, "Well, you've got a big scar on your face. You must be good. We're putting you special forces,
Yeah,
sir."
you'll do. You'll do.